is a ratio that compares the inaccuracy of an estimate or amount of error to the actual amount. So now we're going to be putting the amount of error on top, and we're going to divide by the actual amount. So down here we have a jar of gumballs, and suppose you guess there are 300 gumballs in the jar, but there's actually 400. To figure out our percent error, would we take the amount of error? So how much were we off by?
100.
Because we took what? 400 minus what?
300.
And you got the answer of 100. Okay, so that was our amount of error. And we're going to divide it by the actual amount, which was 400. So in our calculator, if we typed in 100 divided by 400, you should get 0.25. I changed that into a percent, so I get what?
25%.
25%. Okay, we will do another example. But it's very similar to percent of change.
Sorry.
Ahmed wants to practice free throws. He estimates that the distance from the free throw line and the hoop and marks it with chalk. His estimate was 13 5/10 feet. The actual distance should be 15 feet. Find the percent error. Okay, so we're going to take the actual minus what we guessed. So 15 minus our 13 5/10. You can type it into a calculator, or you can do it yourself. So 10 minus 5 would be 5, or minus 3 would be 1, and then we'd be left out, right? So this is the amount of error. This is how much he was wrong. It'd be 1.5. Yep. So 1.5 is our amount of error. What was the actual distance? Correctly? 15. So then we can type this into our calculator. 1.5 divided by 15. And we get, Emma? Yep, 110. And if I change that into a decimal, Jordan, what do you get?
You get 1.
How many times do I have to move it?
2.
So I get
1. 0.
So we have to add a 0 there, right? So it'd be 10%, right? 10%. Questions? Okay, let's do this next one with me, and then I will give you your homework. It's not a lot, I promise. Okay, so got it, C. Find the percent of error if the estimate is 230 and the actual amount is 245. Round to the nearest whole percent. How do I figure out the amount of error? Bladen? Good. Which one? I subtract 245 minus 230. What do you get?
15.
Good. So that is my amount of error, and I'm going to divide it by the actual amount, which is what, Ashley?
$245.
And when I type it into my calculator, I get Caden with a K, you want to tell me what we get? What do we get?
61.
No,
6.1.
Oh, so you already changed it into a decimal for me? Or changed it to a percent?
0.061.
Good. Okay, so Caden actually told me the answer of the percent. So how do I change this to a percent? Caden with a C. Good. And Emma, number 2, could you round that for me? Percent. Good. So that is the answer for got it, C.